Welcome to the Style Sports Hub.
Welcome to the SportsHub Podcast, sponsored by Plaza Cadillac, Plaza Lincoln, and our friends at Eustis Roofing. My name is Scott Chevalier, and I have a quote for you today. So it was John Wooden who said, "A good coach can change the score, but a great coach can change a life." I have one of those great coaches with me today. I have Coach Kerry Whetro from Lake Minneola High School. Much more than that. But you just retired from coaching at Lake Minneola High School. Welcome to the show today.
Yep. 43 years of education and coaching is complete.
It's incredible. I mean, and I've read up on you because I wanted to know, because I've learned more about you. I know we have connections now, but I've learned, Ohio to Florida. So I can relate to that. Born in Ohio, went to college in Ohio. Now you come to Florida. What brought you to Florida?
God.
Wow.
It was a God story. My wife had a vision. Actually, it happened way back at a baseball conference in Chicago. We went to an ABC conference in Chicago, and she went with me. And she's up in the room praying, reading, because we were also doing some ministry work at the same time. So she's studying, and she had a vision. And the vision she saw was the Citrus Tower in Claremont.
What?
So we had no idea. I mean, I love coming down to Florida to play baseball. We did that for 4 years.
Absolutely.
So I said, I really would like to coach baseball down here if I can't play here. So then at that conference, she has a vision of this tower. We had no idea. So it happened on the way out, going back to the airport. We're in the middle of this elevator going down from the hotel. And these guys are in front of us. These coaches are talking about Claremont, Florida.
No way.
No idea. So she's listening to them, and we're trying to get where we're supposed to be. She's listening to them, and all of a sudden she says, "Claremont, Florida. Is there a tower there?" "Oh yeah, the Citrus Tower." They described it to her, perfectly identified what she saw.
And she had never been to it.
Never been here. No.
Wow.
The only places we'd ever been was Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, the places we used to play baseball at.
Sure.
That's it. So that year, we finished out the year there. Then all of a sudden, things came up. She gets more of a vision about what she's supposed to be doing here in Florida. And, as well, getting out of – we also had a son. Getting him out to go play baseball someplace was going to be really hard because the school we were at was 250 high school kids.
Wow.
He was pretty good. So it was going to be tough to get him out. So the combination, to make the long story short, was the combination between her and him, God brought us to Florida. I interviewed over the phone with Windy Hill Middle School in 1999, and she said, "You're hired." Next thing we know, in a month, we're packing up the van, we're coming to Florida.
Wow, I can relate to that story. 'Cause, I mean, coming to Florida and really not knowing the geography, other than she's seeing the Citrus Tower, but then getting hired at Windy Hill. Were you the baseball coach and teaching?
No, Windy Hill is a middle school.
Okay.
Actually, they were associated with South Lake High School. So as I'm here, one of my friends who I taught with knew the baseball coach, so he introduced me to him. So that's how I got at South Lake with Randall Kleckler.
Wow. So your coaching started at South Lake.
South Lake.
And I also read that you spent time at Eastridge.
Eastridge, yep.
Now, did you build Eastridge High School's baseball field?
We did.
So I got to know this. So, because there's always the why of education.
Yep.
Kids always want to know, why do I got to learn math? Why do I got to do this? When am I ever going to use this stuff? You kind of asked that question, I think, because I read something in a bio about you that you were influenced by a math teacher.
Yep. Before we left, we played, the high school field we played at was just behind the high school, just a dirt field.
I've been there.
Yep.
Not yours, but I know those fields.
So my senior year, I didn't get to play on it, but my catcher and my math teacher, who was my baseball coach, he said, "I want to bring you guys out. We're going to lay this thing out." So we took geometry to this field that they just cut down the corn and the beans and whatever was playing out there, level it out. So we actually laid it out physically. So then Eastridge, we pretty much had to do the same thing here. I had to lay out the field because they had the ground force, they had the fence up. As a matter of fact, we looked at the drawings, and the drawings were wrong, and I caught it. The backstop was actually elevated 2 foot So the catcher would have had to climb 2 feet to go get a ball at the backstop. So I said, no, this isn't right. So what I did then 20 years ago, or actually 30 years ago, I had to do later on to fix. So we had to build East Ridge High School field.
So when every kid asks the question, why do I need geometry? When am I ever going to use this math?
Yeah.
You're proof. You don't know when that moment's coming.
No. And when I taught at South Lake, we would go out and do, when it come to geometry and then all the theorems and things, I would take them out the baseball field, lay out the field, even though it was already there. Here you go. Because at the spring, I would have to make sure all the lines are right and this, that, whatever. So we would actually have math class on the baseball field.
Wow. Is math what you taught at the schools too?
Yes. Yep.
What a perfect combination.
Well, and the funny thing is, I didn't like math. When I was growing up through high school, my catcher was actually one who got me through math, and my baseball coach knew it. But at the same time, I learned enough from his tutoring that I could help kids, because in the 25 years I've been here in Florida, my math teaching has been with kids who don't like math.
I mean, a lot of those.
Yeah.
A lot of those kids
Yeah.
who just don't like it.
Oh, yeah. That was my best time. I mean, I could have had the kids who like math, but these kids who didn't like math, who would rather be on the beach, I love being with those kids.
Because you were one of them.
Yep, I was one of them. Could
And
relate
so-
to them.
And then you take them out to a baseball field and you show the, I'm going to use this word, the parallel
Yeah.
of math to baseball
Yeah.
field.
Because they were the same way. Well, when am I ever going to use math? Well, here you go. Or even gardening, or even whatever.
Right. It's all the fundamentals of the platform of what you're doing.
Exactly.
So you go to South Lake, you come to Windy Hill, you get hired, you play baseball or coach baseball at South Lake. East Ridge pulls you away.
Yep.
They don't have a field.
They don't have a field, no program, nothing.
You establish a program, put the field in, and then I read that Mama Hawk comes looking for you.
Oh, yeah.
And I read she's quoted as saying, "Best hire I ever made."
She was a pleasure to work for. When I got to, I actually stayed at South Lake for a while after East Ridge for 1 year, building and going on to there. My dad got sick, so we left Florida and went back home for a year, and he ended up passing away. But he told me, he said, "Go back." He knew I was supposed to be here. So he said, "Go back to Florida." And at that time, the athletic director was calling me. He said, "You sure you don't want to come back?" And we probably should have, could have, but I felt like it was more important to stay with Dad.
I get that.
So then we come back, and I go to South Lake. I go back to South Lake, and I coached there for 12 years, I think it was. But then I started when Minneola got started. I stayed back. They were after me, but I felt like I owed Mr. Borgenkercher at the time and Mr. McHugh, they were the principals, stay there with them. But when I ended up going over there, another God story, Miss Shepard, she came to me and said, "I need you to coach this team." This was after a couple years of not coaching. And she said, I'll never forget what she said. She said, I don't want you to coach the high school team. I want you to coach his team.
Wow.
And I caught what she said. And I said, his team? Are you telling me I can do what I want to do? And that's when our ministry started.
Wow.
So that's when things happened. I mean, we can go through our record of, I think my daughter put together 149 wins, 38 losses or whatever in the 8 years I was there, but it was all a God thing. God was in control.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to take a break. I want to hear more about that. I want to hear about his team and what took place at Lake Minneola and find out what the secret sauce is that this coach has. So we're going to take a break. We'll come right back. Get your notebook out. We're going to find out the secret sauce.
Plaza Cadillac in Leesburg is your destination for luxury. Choose from our wide selection of gas-powered SUVs and sedans with attractive savings and rates starting at 2.9%, or make the move to electric and also take advantage of these limited-time offers. Plaza owners enjoy a wide range of benefits, such as 4 years free maintenance, free car washes, and more. Visit us today to experience the Plaza difference. Plaza Cadillac, across from the Leesburg Airport. Our drive to be the best starts with you.
Well, welcome back to the SportsHub Podcast. I told you we're talking legacy, and we have one of the greats sitting in front of me who does more than just wins and losses. I mean, I can hear it in your conversations. It's more than that, even you getting here. I mean, really, you have been directed to come to this area to make an impact. You start coaching baseball at South Lake. You're at East Ridge. Love the fact that you're using math to build a field so students know how important math can really be. And then you end up at Lake Minneola High School. And I think that's where I first heard your name at Lake Minneola because of this young lady right here, your lovely wife, Paula. Welcome, Paula.
Thank you.
I mean, you had a ministry in the Clermont area because of really personal concerns.
Just really the direction of God where he needed him to be as a coach and to make an impact in the lives of young men.
Well, you've certainly done that. I mean, I started this show by talking about John Wooden. I mean, he says, good coaches can change the score. Great coaches change lives. And that's literally been the focus of what you've done at Lake Minneola High School. I mean, you say how Mama Hawk looked at you and said, I want you to build his team. Tell me more about that. What did that mean to you at that point, especially in light of what you had seen in baseball? What did that mean to you?
Well, it wasn't about wins and losses. I know she was very competitive, still is, and I knew winning meant something to her, but at the same time, talking with her in her office and going and praying with her sometimes, I knew changing lives was more important. So at South Lake, she came to me and told me that you're not to coach the way you're coaching anymore. So I let God take it. God took over. And it's like things just started happening. I didn't have to do anything.
Wow.
It's just God took over, things happened, and I was able to teach baseball, but at the same time, we were able to teach the Bible too. We had conversions. Kids came to us about, why are you different? What makes this team different? Because I coached with the guy before, who we were 0-20 in the season before I took over.
This is at Lake Minneola?
At Lake Minneola.
Wow.
Never seen it before. Never seen anything like it in 43 years of baseball. 0-20. I mean, the odds are you're going to win a game someplace.
Somebody's
just
like,
by showing
by
up.
luck.
Yeah. But 0-20. And so he was setting the stage for something bigger to come. So I go in the next year, and after she asked, and everybody's telling me, well, you'll be lucky to win 10 games. No, we won, I think, 18 or 19 and got to the districts and into the regionals. And in the 8 years out there, we've made the regionals every year.
Wow.
We won the district 7 in a row. The first year we got district runner-ups, but it was more than that. The kids started believing themselves. They started talking about things. They started talking about the Lord. They started talking about, matter of fact, we had one young man who came in who became our spiritual leader on the team.
Wow.
Josh Greggs. And then he through his leadership of bringing the Bible into we would pray before practice, pray after practice, sometimes during practice. These kids were just like unreal. And once God started showing up and taking over, things happened.
Yeah. I mean, 0-20, I think I saw it was 18-14.
Yeah.
18 wins.
Yep.
I mean, Paula, you're sitting there on the sideline. What are you looking at him saying? I told you so. I mean, that's an I told you so moment to know that you're walking in a destiny that was planned for you. You just had to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been an incredible journey, just walking beside him and just when he gets down, just reminding him, no, you're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. Continue doing what you're doing.
And that's why I felt like it was important for her to be in here with us because, for 43 years, a coach's wife is usually sitting on the sideline.
Absolutely.
The last 20, she was part of it. She was my assistant, or as Laura would say, the CEO.
Wow.
So I would look for kids sometimes, and she would come to some practice, come to some games. I'd look for kids, and they're back there talking to her because something was bothering them. Like, okay, go talk it out. go figure it out. So she's a big part of the success, especially at Minneola.
Paula, I got to ask you this. How much of baseball do you know?
Not a lot.
Or did you know before you met him?
Nothing.
Nothing? That's incredible. So you're watching a culture being built at Lake Minneola High School with baseball.
The parents, the last 2 seasons were just incredible. Watching the unity that they had over the 43 years he's coached. Sometimes you see parents who only root for their own child, but it wasn't that way at Lake Minneola the last 2 years. Every parent cheered for every player on the team. That's unique. It's rare.
Absolutely.
And it was just amazing to watch that kind of unity and that kind of compassion and care for all the players.
Man, it's refreshing to hear today in high school sports, because we have a lot of high school coaches, a lot of athletic directors.
Right.
And one of the things I hear that seems like it's a common denominator is that when they have that moment in their life when they realize it's more than wins and losses. I know we had the girls softball coach from Lake Sumter State College on, and he talked about the moment in his life where he realized he was more than that. And his game changed, and the team changed when he started building the person that was on the field.
Yeah.
I want us to take a break and come back and talk about, what are some of the high moments at Lake Minneola High School, and what are some of the low moments? Because I think it'll help us understand what it means to build a legacy, because everything's not always high. Sometimes there's going to be those low valleys. How do you push through those? So we're going to take a break, come right back, hear more from this coach from Lake Minneola High School.
Orlando homeowners, are you avoiding replacing your roof because of the cost? If you're nodding yes, you're not alone. A lot of people are in the same boat. That's why we offer several financing options to suit your needs. At Eustis Roofing, we take the time to walk through your situation, answer your questions, and find a plan that works for your needs. No pressure, no runaround, just real solutions so you can take care of your home. If your roof needs attention, let's talk. We're here to help.
Well, welcome back to the SportsHub Podcast, talking Lake Minneola High School baseball. And Coach, we're just talking about, during your career, 600 wins. There's a lot of high moments in 600 wins. Just being a former baseball player, man, that'd be incredible to have a season. You start with a school that had no wins, and you go 18-14, and all these just wonderful things happen in baseball. Tell us about what's the highest moment. Where's the moment that you can go, man, I'll never forget this? What would that be?
I think the highest moment was probably the fact that in the 8 years at Lake Minneola, with all the seniors who graduated, we were able to place 52 of them to the next level.
That's amazing.
Our success rate was over 90%. And the kids who didn't go to play college baseball chose not to, just because they felt like they were done, which is fine, and they wanted to pursue life. But they took something with them. So that's one of the highlights, is the fact that getting to go do something that they've been playing forever for is one of the things that's what I wanted to do. Especially because part of me is I wanted to play professional baseball. But at the same time, through choices, through things, I wasn't able to do it. So part of my goal was to, if a kid wanted to go play college baseball, I'm going to help you. We're going to get there. So that's what we've done at Lake Minneola. So that's one of the highs. Another high would probably be the fact that we've won 148 games in 8 years.
Yeah.
The fact that we won 7 straight championships and one runner-up championship. We got to the regionals every year. State never made the state playoff, but the fact that we got to the final 8. Final 8 twice. Once. So we set school history by this year getting there. And one pitch probably away from the Final Four, but that's another story. So we've had a lot of success and a lot of highs. But I don't know about a lot of downs. There's a lot of losses that we had.
Yeah.
Probably the last loss. I've still not gotten over that one. But the fact that we were 9 runs ahead going into the last game and we couldn't finish it with whatever you want to say, but
6 outs away.
6 outs away, up 9-1, and couldn't get the job done.
Wow.
But yeah, so that would be the low. And the fact that it wasn't for me, but the fact that I know that these kids worked so hard to get to the Final Four.
Sure.
And seeing their dream obtainable, and we just couldn't pull the trigger.
Wow.
So
what is it? What is it in your training of these guys in baseball that you have seen that really is maybe a benefit to your success?
a building blocks logo. Her logo. Believe, achieve, and
Dream.
yep.
Believe, achieve, dream.
You got to dream it. You got to believe it. You got to achieve it. That's been our theme at Minneola. If you dream it, you got to first believe it,
Wow.
because you can't achieve something you don't really believe in.
True.
And that was the biggest thing I think in the three different schools I've been at in South Lake County, is getting these kids to believe in something they want, because they're being told so much. Just go get it. Just do it. Well, you got to believe it first.
Yeah.
And I started to see that the last 3 to 4 years. And we started to see kids being drafted, Keegan being drafted. We had a couple kids, Brady last year, who chose not to go, but he's at UCF now. This year, Fabian Antisanti, he was in the draft, but he didn't get drafted, but he's going to go to Stetson. So just seeing the kids, even though they didn't make it officially yet, but seeing their attitude change into believing in something through the course of the year, just seeing the pro scouts coming to a field that maybe they're not supposed to, but
Yeah.
But when you're believing something, I'm getting phone calls from pro scouts. That's cool.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that means you're doing something. Yeah.
And I can imagine it's probably attractive to young men who are coming up in that area, got their eyes on a baseball program that they want to be, and parents.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm a parent of a young man who plays baseball, I can think of no better place I'm trying to get my kid to go play ball at.
Yeah, yeah. We did have a lot of calls, but one of my highs that I can attest to is we had calls with kids who wanted to come, but it ended up working out they didn't come. My biggest thing was I wanted to develop kids. We saw a lot of kids come through high school, and we got them to believe in themselves and achieve their dream, and then develop them into the player they were. A lot of people tell me, well, you had a lot of kids come transfer in or this. We didn't. We really didn't have. We just got them to believe in themselves, and then their game stepped up because I really can do this.
Yeah.
And that's a big. I mean, we're playing a game that 80% mental,
Yep.
or maybe 90% today.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe it and you're not mentally prepared to do it, you're not going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, even talking about a batter slump. I mean, when a batter gets in a slump, that's a mental thing.
Yeah.
They know how to hit the ball.
Yeah.
They've been to practice. They know what to do. But
Right.
somewhere here, there's a disconnect.
Exactly. And that was the biggest thing. That was my thing. I didn't teach hitting. I had a lot of people who could teach hitting. But my biggest thing was, I'm going to get you out of it by believing in yourself. So my biggest thing is something that we teach, that we preach on, is how long are you going to stay in a slump? How long do you choose to stay there? Okay. If you don't choose to stay there very long, then okay, let's do something about it.
Let's move on.
And they would find themselves getting out of it little by little. And so I would say the biggest high that we've had is getting people to believe in themselves.
Yeah, and that's going to carry on to life for these young
is.
men. They're going to go into situations, because we all know life can be hard.
Oh, yeah.
So what they've learned on a baseball field, whether it's geometry,
Yep.
getting out of a slump, believing in themselves,
Yeah.
having a dream, at some point in their life, they're going to need these skills.
Right. And the mental game's the biggest part of it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, people ask what we're going to do next. That's the biggest part. We're gonna write something mental.
Yeah.
The mental part of it.
Look, if I could ask you rapid questions in baseball, because I want to know I know the answer, but I don't think I do. But if I asked you, favorite major league team growing up?
Tigers.
Wow, you weren't a Cincinnati Reds fan.
Nope. Tigers. Actually, an Indian fan first. I was an Indian fan growing up, and then I switched to the Tigers because one of my favorite Indians was traded to the Tigers.
Wow. Yeah. Still today?
Still a Tiger fan.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Someone's got to root for him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Somebody gets to be out there yelling for that team to win. Yeah. Favorite baseball food?
Cracker Jack. Even though we can't have it now, but I love it.
Yeah.
I loved it growing up. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Favorite baseball experience?
Little League World Series.
Oh, tell me about that.
That was our vacation for 35 years. When I was growing up at home, my dad found the Little League World Series by accident, and so one year we just went there. It was they weren't playing, so we went on a vacation. We went to Pennsylvania.
Saw the venue.
Yep, we saw it. We stopped. We looked at it, and then we decided we're coming back. So for 35 years, we went to the Little League World Series every year.
Man, so you're playing baseball. Your dad finds the Little League World Series park.
Yep.
Hill in the back and everything where everybody does the cardboard sled.
Slide down the hill on the hotel on top of the hill. That's where we stayed.
And so now you go back for 35 years to the games?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. And we are probably going to go back next year. We're planning a trip that now that we're retired to go back to the League World Series for the first time in probably 15 years.
Something like that.
Wow.
I mean, we would go back occasionally. We'd meet my sister. We'd go back to the games. Yeah, but it's awesome to see.
Oh, I watch it on TV, and I'm just like, can you imagine what's in a young kid's in their mind?
Yeah.
I mean, that's major leagues
Yes.
for those young boys walking out there. Let me ask you this, because you just said retired from Lake Minneola High School. What's next?
That's a good question. We're waiting on God to tell us. Right now, I'm fulfilling my grandson's desire. When he was in the hospital, he asked me to come and coach him, so I'm doing that now. So I've been working with him this summer. He played his first. He pitched his first official game this past weekend at Daytona State College in a showcase type thing.
Wow.
Not quite ready yet, but he's on the journey back. He's doing something that doctors didn't think he would ever do again.
Wow.
So he's now pitching. So I'm working with him. And so we're going to wait and see what God has us go.
Wow. What a story. I mean, legendary coach, 600 wins, highs and lows. What a journey. And now at Grandpa, getting to coach your grandson. That's why we started this show talking about legacy. I mean, many people focus on wins and losses in life, whether it's a game or not.
Right.
Wins and losses day to week, whatever it might be. But know you're living a legacy in young men in baseball, a grandson in the community. Yeah. That's a powerful statement, because I think as we close today, I think about every high school I walk in, they're trophies, and they're usually dust covered. People forget the scores.
Yeah.
They even forget the championships. They look back and go, oh, yeah, and don't talk about it. But what's never forgotten are lives changed.
Yep.
And thank you for being a coach in Lake County. Thank you, Paula, for the belief in him, the support of him, and the vision you had to see you guys come to our area and impact young men. We'll probably never know the impact, but later on in life to see it, and that'll be even more rewards for you guys. Thank you guys for being with us today. I hope it's encouraged you to maybe dust off the trophy and realize you're not done yet. You still have a chance to impact lives and be a legacy maker for somebody else. So until next time, we'll see you.
This has been the Style Sports Hub,